Hi there. So I'm just going to talk you through a process which I set up to basically, it was an outreach process for sort of cold emailing uh, businesses that we thought were a good fit for our service. This was to do with the Amazon Japan agency. So as an Amazon Japan agency, we wanted to work with Amazon sellers, people selling on Amazon um, already, and we wanted to identify some brands on Amazon.com that we thought were a good fit to also sell their products on Amazon Japan. And as part of the process for that, what we do is we initially find a product which we think is a good fit to sell on Amazon Japan. We then need to find the right people at that company. Um, and then we need to basically email them a personal email to do with their specific product, so that it's not just a generic email going out to everyone, but as soon as they open the email they can see that we're talking about their specific product and their specific circumstances, so that the email is personalized to them, so that hopefully that will attract their attention more than just a kind of blanket one size fits all email. So I'm just going to talk you through the process that I set up, the workflow, and it used a few bits of software, and we also had multiple step emails going out. So, obviously the chances of somebody replying to the first email might be quite small, but if you show them that you're serious about working with them, if you show them some other examples, uh, then obviously there's more chance that they'll you get more bites at the apple, if you like, and there's more chance that people will reply and that you get noticed. So I'll just talk you through the process basically. So this was a Word document that outlined the various zaps involved and the various process involved. So this is my Zapier account and the folder to do with this particular workflow. Now, the first bit of software that we used was Process Street, which is basically like a checklist software, but it's also a bit like a form as well. So we could input some right information. So I'm just going to walk through this one quickly. So let's assume that we want to work with a trainer company. So we type in trainers into Amazon.com and we think, oh, here we go. These look like a good brand that we want to work with. So let's assume that we're going to be working with ASICs. So I run this workflow, basically run this checklist, and I'll call it ASICs. So that sets this workflow in process, and then we use this to collect the information. So it's got instructions of what we're doing here, basically, but I'm just going to go through it. And if I don't know, um, I can't be bothered. I'm not putting real information in this case. I'm just showing you the process. So let's say these sell for $80. I don't know. So estimated number of sales per month. We when we're doing this properly, we'll go and investigate how many we think this product is selling, and therefore we can make our emails, very specific to their circumstances. Let's say they're selling 100 a month. Let's say no, that there isn't a product for this. And if there isn't, then we don't need the Japan link or the Japan price. So complete that task. Okay, what's the company name? It's ASICs. 1, 2, 3. Street, New York. Why do I think they're popular? Again, this is this. I left this. I had this question in there, so that the staff members that were running this checklist, basically get them to to get them to justify their decision of putting this product in the database to try and get some understanding of where they were coming from. So okay, so right, this is the kind of next step is to find the contact details of the person that we want to deal with. So in this case, I made a sort of standard operating procedure for how to investigate and try and find the e-commerce manager or international e-commerce manager or head of marketing or whatever. And yeah, we've got a process for finding out the right people at that particular company that we want to contact. So let's just make up a name. David Smith, and let's say he's the head of marketing Asia. And that's in this case. Okay, and then again, we follow this process of finding somebody's email address. Let's say Dave at ASICS. In fact, I'm going to put my email address in here. Because I'll show you the delivery of the email. Don't want an email in this case just to go to some random address. Task. Okay, add contact person 2 and 3. So as part of this process, I didn't just want to email one person at the company because it might not be the right person. So I'm trying to look for 2 or 3 people that work at the company. Obviously, we've gone to significant effort to identify a product and to identify its suitability. So if we're just emailing one person at the company, if that's not the right person, then obviously we'll hit a dead end straight away, and we might miss an opportunity there to work with this company just because we've approached the wrong person. So by approaching 2 or 3 people at the company, then we've got more chance of the email hitting the right person. Or if it's not the right person, we've got 3 chances of those people forwarding it on to whoever is the right person, or they might forward it on to the right person who we've already emailed anyway, in which case that's a good thing because they've got 2 emails from us, so they show that we're serious about it. So okay, I'll just fill in these details with random names. Head of e-commerce. The main contact email of the second person. So again, I'm just going to put my email in because I don't want emails in this example going to random people. And let's say we've got a third person as well called Jenny Smith. Job title. And I'm going to put my email address in. I'll complete this task. As part of the process, I did wonder about adding a Loom video as part of the sales process, but I never did that. But I mean, if I have recorded a Loom video to go with the message, then we can put it in here. the link in there. And then we complete the task. So that creates the checklist. That's all done. And what these do is it runs these zaps here. So when outreach steps in process street completed, so that was my process street. So when that's completed, it goes to Pipedrive. It adds that organization, that company into Pipedrive. It adds the person into Pipedrive, and it creates a deal in Pipedrive, and then it sends a notification in Slack to us that that a new deal has been added, basically, so that the staff members that were doing it, I could see what was going on and make sure that they're doing it right, and basically, make sure that everything's going well. Then next step is it adds an activity in Pipedrive to send the email to the person, and also it adds an activity to send the email to person 2 and 3. And then I used the paths feature here in Zapier. So I wanted to create the copy differently if a company was already selling on Amazon Japan versus if it wasn't selling on Amazon Japan. So basically my email, the gist of the email, if they weren't selling on Amazon Japan, was, hi there, you're selling on Amazon.com. It looks like you're doing really well. Have you thought about selling on Amazon Japan? It's a big opportunity and could do well for your company. But if they were already selling on Amazon Japan, then it's the kind of gist of the message there is, I see you're already selling on Amazon Japan. This product here looks like it's doing okay, but we think we can help grow your sales. So we'd like to work with you, basically, was the two kind of messages, that the two paths, the two options that got created depending on the current situation of that particular client. Okay, so if I go into Pipedrive, I've already opened it up, sorry, I just checked that it was there, and this deal has already been created, and as you can see, it's got all the information that I typed into the checklist, what's happened is it's ran a series of zaps here, these zaps, to do these particular tasks. So it's created activities. So I need to send email outreach number 1 to Dave Smith, Neil Smith, and Jenny Smith as the names that I input. And it says, it's telling me that these emails should be drafted in Gmail. So if I come to my Gmail drafts, let's have a look, click refresh. There we go. We can see we've got 3 emails here for ASICs, and they're all, ready to go, drafted up. It's to the person 2 email address. I notice that the company's doing an amazing job selling on Amazon. Links to their product and saying not yet, selling in the 3rd large marketplace, which is Amazon Japan. And the rest of it is kind of templated email, basically, but it includes a link to their product there. So that's all done automatically using Zapier and the processes in Pipedrive. So that's an overview of this particular process of doing kind of bespoke outreach for sales, basically. And the Zaps, using the Zapier, Pipedrive, Process Street, and email to fit things together to make sure that it runs seamlessly.